See, this is why I always start because every time I don't say anything, you do some stupidness.
Sorry, my mic was muted. Sorry.
No,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Unorthodox reaction. Today we are back.
unorthodox reactions, unorthodox. What are you doing?
See if there's anything in my mouth. You carry on. I'm just.
They don't want to see no nastiness, bro. Put your teeth away.
This isn't You see this? It's not nasty.
Yeah, what's behind it is.
What, my skin?
Yeah,
Underneath my skin?
yeah.
That should be somewhat racist. But, anyways, guys, make sure
Everyone
you like.
looks the same underneath their
please
skin.
subscribe.
Alright.
Please subscribe, guys. I can't beg you guys enough.
But I'm more concerned about likes. Please like.
Please,
wants you to subscribe, I want you
engage.
to
Yeah,
like.
like, comment, everything. Do
All
everything.
that good stuff.
Even if you just want to comment, I don't know, your address. Do it.
1 or 2.
Yeah, just anything, guys.
You know
Come
what?
on.
Just comment 3 in the comments right now.
Literally.
3.
No. If you appreciate us, thank you. What are we watching today?
Today we have got a Sam Nella video. Yes,
He's
he is
back.
ladies and gentlemen.
Finally. Oh my gosh.
I remember when I saw this and I was like, yes, that's not real. It's been gone for like, what, 2 years? There's no way he's coming. And then he is back.
He is indeed.
That's crazy.
Hey, sometimes the wait is worth it in the end. Anyways.
But yeah, so we're going to be reacting to Sam Nella today, and it is where animals' scientific names come from. Which, do you know any animals' scientific names?
Nope.
I do.
What are they?
Lion, tiger,
Are those scientific names?
lemur,
Are those scientific names?
probably.
Probably not.
Leo,
What's a Leo?
Aquarius, Sagittarius.
God, guy. Just shut up. Get a day job.
Alright, without further ado, let's get right into it. Hey kids. The nostalgia.
Hey kids. I just woke up from a nap I took in January of 2020, and boy are my arms tired. Let's see what I missed. Queen's dead, war in Ukraine, the Taliban's back.
To be fair, this missed a lot.
Holy shit. They made a movie called Scoob. Unprecedented global pandemic. Based on a popular guy named Brandon. Yep, that just about covers it. Anyway, we all know about the scientific names of animals.
It doesn't
Did you
even
ever
explain
wonder what they
anything.
actually mean?
Literally.
To find out, we must look to taxonomists. They're the guys responsible.
I thought he was going to give us a massive explanation. as to
No,
why he
I
was
love
gone.
it. It's
He's
just like,
there
don't worry about it.
yeah.
I'm just gonna do me.
Literally.
I'm
let's
back.
go on.
That's all you need to know.
Literally, I love it. That should be us.
For the systems of nomenclature we use to classify organisms, and boy are they convoluted. First you got the big 8, domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. I've seen plenty of mnemonic devices for this, but since the D just showed up in the 90s and is still disputed by some scientists, he's usually not included. So allow me to suggest a few. Dizzy kids puke cereal on fairground staff. Dumb kittens pushing cups over feeds growing spite. Donkey Kong's
Okay.
What?
fucking serendipitously. The way this whole thing works differs slightly depending on which kingdom you pick. So today we'll be sticking to the animal one, cause that one's the coolest and I'm in it. So what constitutes each taxon is pretty arbitrary. They basically just serve to act as another set of branches in the tree that taxonomists build. The one exception is species, which is generally defined as any group of animals that can have babies with each other that aren't sterile freaks. Mule, liger, zedonk, skunk ape, they can live fulfilling lives, but they're all shooting blanks, so they don't count. On the other hand, in our innumerable trespasses against God, we can make things like chidandanes, which actually work, so dogs are dogs are dogs. Besides species, though, it's the Wild West in here. Plenty of times, 8 tiers isn't even enough for scientists, so they just stick new sublevels in between. Legions, cohorts, tribes, series, divisions, and if you want to keep going, you can throw all kinds of prefixes
Wait, what
on
are we
any of these
talking
for even
about?
more layers. There's even subspecies, which the more pedantic of you may think to yourselves that creating names for subspecies at all kind of undermines the single somewhat agreed upon definition in the whole tree. To that, my friends taxonomists say, But while that's pretty complex, the actual names themselves are pretty easy to wrap your head around. Though taxonomists may hide behind their fancy Greek and Latin, the Vulgate is no substitute for wit. Now, I've scraped through the scientific names of a load of species, and most of them can be split into a few categories. The simplest ones are the animals that already have names in Greek or Latin. It's a lion, I'm calling it Leo. Done. Tiger, it's a tigris. Cat, it's a cat.
There's no way you got.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm here all day, folks.
There's no way you just said that. And oh my gosh, you basically got two of them right.
No, because I was thinking like whenever I watch anime and stuff and they refer to lions,
He's gonna come up with a massive explanation.
No, it's not a massive one. I was just gonna say
Yeah.
whenever I watch anime and they refer to lions, instead of calling them lions, they're like Leo or
Okay.
like
Okay.
Aquarius.
I respect it. I respect it.
That is easy. Multi-word names can be translated the same way. For the golden eagle, we got Aquila chrysaetos. Gold eagle eagle. They decided to be a show-off to eagle in Greek and Latin.
So good,
Essentially
they
the same
decided
though.
to
But if
name
a
them
species
twice.
is too specific or exotic for a one-to-one translation, that's when you gotta get a little creative. A lot of the
You know what that reminds me of people who are called like Abdi Abdi.
There's people called that. Oh,
Well, have you never met Abdi Abdi?
No, never.
Really?
I've never met Abdi
I've
Abdi.
met two Abdi Abdi. Well, I met two Abdi Abdis and one Abdi Abdi Abdi. So that was really fun.
Inspiration comes from just giving the creature the old once-over and pointing out some cool-looking body part. Generally, the more distinctive an
Hench
identifying
legs.
feature it is, the more likely it'll get in the name. For example, Homeboy took one look at this thing and said, "Yup, red triangle slug.
Triangle.
I'm going on break." We call this thing a fucking unicorn, almost like that means one horn or something. Also, some guy deadass looked at an octopus and said, "Well, all they
Face
got
and
is
leg.
heads and feet. I'm gonna call them headfoot." And now biologists everywhere say cephalopod unironically. Matter of fact, if it's got feet, chances are that's part of its name somewhere. You got 4 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, 2 feet, equal feet, both feet, double feet, stomach feet,
Yeah,
sucker
there's no
feet,
way
wing
I'm-
feet, big feet, slow feet, or feet, both feet, joint feet, no feet, 10,000 feet, cow's feet, spade feet, cat feet, small feet. If it doesn't look that interesting,
That was
another
really
thing to
good.
point out is where you found it. This
was
could be a
good.
territory like American bear or
could make that
Siamese
into a whole
crocodile,
song.
or just a habitat like woods macaque or toilet rat. But that's boring. We need to look at the men behind the magic and what drives and motivates them. Now, if there's one thing that the scientific community loves, it's clout. And there's no better way to go down in history than plastering your own name on some shit you found. But not all fields have the same volume of things to scribble the old John Hancock over. On the one end, you got physicists just making up their own slightly different form of ionizing radiation measurement. And even then, only the top dogs got away with it. Now, zoology, any little goober flouncing through the underbrush can say, "This one has 13 spots, but the one in the book's only got 11. I will call him Splinkus's ladybird." Alternatively, plenty of biologists have given shout-outs to their contemporaries, both other biologists and those across the academic gamut, from geologists to physicists to explorers and more. Naturally, Darwin's got a shit load, but even
That's
the
a lot to
background
read.
characters
I'm not
Yeah,
get
even-
influenced
honestly.
one way or
Sorry.
another.
I
Who
tried
are
for 2
Thompson,
seconds.
Grant, Summering, Erlinger, Speak, and Cuvier? I don't know, but they've all got gazelles, so they must be pretty cool. Of course, other times
Wait,
the name
what?
checks go to people
Really?
now, but they've all got gazelles.
Is it the color pattern or the horns that make it?
I think it's a bit of both.
Okay.
So they must be pretty cool. Of course, other times the name checks go to people who had fuck all to do with anything except for one taxonomist being a fan of theirs. Plenty of popular celebrities have species named after them, but since all the big cute stuff was found and branded a while ago, most of these idols are commemorated through repulsive little invertebrates. You got Scaptia Beyonce. The only similarity I can gather here is queen bee, looks like a bee, both not a real bee. There's Anomphilus gregarius, an old stone named after an old stone. In 2007, one Jason Bond, a professor of biology at UC Davis, dubbed this little dude Myrmecia Neil Youngie to honor his favorite musician, which caused my man Stephen Colbert to go on TV
Yeah,
and
Neil
profess his
Young.
utter indignation at not having a spider named after himself. So naturally, the next year, Bond actually went on the Colbert Report to announce the naming of apostagist Stephen Colbert. So, if that gives any of you epic biologists out there any ideas, you know, I wouldn't be opposed. At least I would do anything for the world of God. I'll even take a liking. The world of politics is by no means immune to this phenomenon. Obama alone has fucking 9, as do a load of
What?
other presidents. Trump's got a moth with funny hair, Bush has a fungus beetle, Reagan's a wasp, Carter's got a darter, and so forth. Even Austria's most famous painter got the honor through this blind cave beetle. Mind
So literally, they just name these animals whatever, basically.
Yeah, that's basically
Like if your
how it
boy
works.
wants a cat, you're gonna be like, yeah, that cat is called
Okay, no,
after
you
you now.
can't. No, you need to find a new species.
Not
first.
a new, a rare or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like a new one that hasn't been named yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you
Like
can,
a different type of cat. You're like,
and if
ooh,
your
there
boy
you
was
go.
like, "Hey, can you please name that after me?"
Yeah,
You're
that's
like,
Lamar's cat.
But you might want to charge him first though, because as soon as you name it and it's acknowledged, that's forever. So now
Yeah.
he just gets to be named
Lamar's
that
cat,
forever.
Lamar's cat, or something dumb like that. Like that's so dumb. That's what I mean. The concept, like language, is so dumb. We just
But
make up everything.
everything is made up.
Yeah, like someone's boy was called Door, and they named everything
Yeah,
Door.
door. There you go. Hold on.
Mind you, it was 1933, so you can only blame the guy a tiny bit. Hitler actually wrote him a letter saying, "Oh, thank you, my little entomolomensch," and then went on to do, Hitler things. Fun fact, not only was this beetle stuck with just about the worst name you could have, it's also now facing extinction solely because of its value to Nazi memorabilia collectors. Guess old habits die hard. Oh, fictional characters have their fair share of species.
I was gonna make it did they kill themselves to extinction joke, but we'll ignore that.
Yeah,
one.
but no one acknowledged that. So why did you need to acknowledge that for everyone? Like you just ruined everything. Like we didn't need to
Under
acknowledge
their
that.
belt. On the topic of evil beetles, this one's named after Darth Vader because he kind of looks like his helmet, I guess. This was actually named by the same guy who did the Bush
It looks
one.
like the
belongs
Pope's
to the
hat.
same genus. There's also this mite, genus Darth Vaderum, which is a lot more accurate and frightening.
Honestly.
In 2012, a single bone from above the eye socket of a hitherto unidentified theropod dinosaur was being studied. And suddenly, under the light of the full moon, the guy working with the specimen had his neck covered with hair and his lips clenched into a pog and his endocrine system filled with soy, and he said, "It's just like the eye of Sauron." And then he started chewing on Funko Pops and sweating cream of meme and snorting G Fuel and shitting D20s
What
everywhere until the
the-
prostate stimulation made him. The dino's genus is now Sauroniops, from Eye of
He's
Sauron. This
dying.
spider was named after Godric Gryffindor because it looks like the Sorting Hat. SpongeBob has not a sponge, but a fungus. The legendary
the
birds from
hell?
Pokemon each have their own, you guessed it, beetle, and the list goes on. Scientists are nerds. Anyway, while this all
They're
seems
actually
kinda
so
chaotic,
nice.
there is some method to the madness. One rule is the principle of priority. This states that once somebody publishes their chosen name for a species for the first time, that's the name, and other taxonomists typically can't change it. This has led to plenty of misnomers coined by whoever got their foot in the door first, particularly in the case of the guys doing this stuff before we had the luxury of genetic analysis. Here's one. Red panda? Nah. Shining cat, coined in 1825.
What?
To be fair, they're actually about as close to cats as they are to actual pandas, so whatever. Here's two. Capsicum chinense. Eaten there? Sure. Native? Only off by around half a globe,
not an
where
animal.
literally all hot peppers came from. This principle holds true even if someone thinks they found a new species, only to later discover that it was already named. For example, in 1824, one John Edward Gray
Zebra.
documented the plain zebra, calling it Equus burchellii, or Burchell's horse, named after a renowned naturalist of the day. Little did he know, back in 1785, some other douche classified this character as the quagga. The last quagga died in a Dutch prison in 1883. So, why do
How
we
do you
care?
know
Well,
that?
in the 2000s, scientists decided to scrape some gunk off a dry quagga pelt and study its DNA. And from that, they realized, wait a minute, apparently this guy and zebras could have, made a little plaid in the hay together. So technically, they're one species. And today, they're both called quagga. Sounds kind of asinine, but then again, so does asinus, and that worked out fine. Just to maintain the distinction, the extinct subspecies was renamed quagga quagga, so you know it's the real quagga. This double naming convention has been done with a lot of subspecies, in fact. Wild horse, spotted panther, or my favorite, gorilla. Just like, yeah, gorill's gorilla that ever gorilled. Fuck you want from me? A closely
Gorillas
related
gorilla
rule
that
also
never
states that
gorilla.
the names of all taxa have to be unique. So if two people coincidentally name any taxon the same thing, the older one gets to stay and the new one gets the boot. Like if you saw a
Rightfully
genus
so.
called echidna, you'd think it was, an echidna, right? Well, no, that'd make too much sense. For a while it was true, from 1797 to 1811. Then it was pointed out that someone else already called a genus of moray eels echidna back in 1788. So the real echidna had to be changed to Tachyglossus, or quick tongue. Then a decade later, a dude did the same thing for a genus of vipers. Another 22 years passed, people discovered the same thing, and they were renamed to Bitis, cause they bit. Which made a bit of sense, given that the original echidna from Greek mythology was half lady, half snake, but who cares at this point? Anyway, I've just barely scraped the surface of all the goofy names out there, so
You're
feel free to
joking.
post more down below. That's all I've got for now. Till next
Oh,
time,
bro, that
I'm
was
Sam
so
Nella.
quick.
Yeah,
See ya in
literally.
2025.
Sam, no.
Ah, he said he's serious in 2020.
Bro, you know what? He would be so elite if he actually did that. Like the next post is not until like 2025.
Yeah, no,
That would be
that's really
hilarious.
snaky, honestly. I think he'll be letting everyone down at that point.
Sam, no.
That was quite a quick video, honestly.
Honestly, Sam and Nella videos. But I don't think we finished all the videos. We might need to go back and watch
Yeah,
some of the
probably go
ones
back,
that
yeah.
we haven't finished.
I did quite like them. They were really
Yeah.
enjoyable. Anyways, guys,
We hope you guys enjoyed.
thank you for
Let us
checking
know
in.
what your thoughts are in the comments below.
If you're still here, we appreciate you.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Like,
We're trying to
comment.
get to 1,000 subscribers.
Do
What are we gonna
everything.
do for 1,000 subscribers?
We have to have something big planned, didn't it?
Apparently we do.
No, we actually do have to have something big planned. We actually have. to.
We'll plan.
We'll
and then
start
you
planning
subscribe
now.
in the
Yeah,
meantime,
we'll start planning
alright?
for something.
We'll start
huge.
planning, and you start subscribing in the meantime. And also like the video because you
Yeah.
know it's always
We need
good.
it.
So
Exactly.
it lets us know that you enjoy it and you want more.
Yeah.
I'll
If
be
you
down.
don't, that's fine. Just subscribe. If you don't enjoy it, just subscribe and turn it.
Do you want to deal if you're still your thing?
I did that already. You weren't listening.
Okay.
Anyways,
We shall see you without further ado
shut
in the
up.
next one.
Bye.